مسرور يا بحر الهدى أرض التقى والنور جئناك نبغي بيعة نمضي بها للنور.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear viewers, may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon you. It's pleasing to welcome you to another interesting episode of Domestic Issues and Their Solutions. It is a program where we engage in lively review of this book titled Domestic Issues and Their Solutions. It is a compilation of the inspiring addresses, pronouncements, and blessed guidance of Hazrat Masih V, the Khalifatul Masih and worldwide head of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community. May Allah be his helper, dealing with issues and challenges many couples are facing in the world today and providing solutions to them based on Islamic teachings and guidance. As usual, joining me to engage in the review on this show is Mr. Abbas Iromeni Sahim, who is the General Secretary of the Ahmadiyya Muslim Jamaat of Nigeria. He's a retired banker and is currently working with the Federal University at Oye Ekiti in Nigeria here. Beloved Mr. Abbas Sahib, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
It's always gratifying hosting you on the show to engage in this review.
Thank you for having me.
MashaAllah. Dear viewers, if you are having a copy of this book or you don't have, all you need to do is to visit www.alislam.org as it is displayed on the screen and get a copy and get seated as we engage in this review to unpack the blessings, the guidance that are contained in it so that it can be a source of benefit for viewers who are facing challenges in their marriages. And by applying those guidance, many issues can be resolved and couples can experience true happiness and peace of mind in their marriages. Mr. Basaim, so we are taking on the subtopic under chapter 1, that is marriage is a contract between husband and wife. Can you lead us to the details?
Yes, Jazakallah khair for that. Viewers at home, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Once again, this particular address was delivered at Jesus Salana, UK 2011 by His Holiness.
That is the annual conference.
Annual conference of the Jamaat, UK 2011. And one interesting thing is, His Holiness, may Allah be his helper, recited those 3 verses that are normally recited when conducting in a car. And after reciting these 3 verses, these are his comments. That after coming together in the relationship of husband and wife, they become a unit. They become a unit, one indivisible unit. This is the relationship and the bond from which the next generation ensues. If this unit and couple does not have righteousness, then there is also no guarantee for the righteousness of the next generation. There is also no guarantee for the high morals and righteousness of society, because it is from the multiplication of that very unit that society expands. You see, here it's like His Holiness is just warning us. If you desire a peaceful society, it will not come from heaven. It starts from each one of us calling ourselves husband and wife. He mentioned the word. He said, after that which has come together, we become a unit. That means we are one. See, some couples these days, they still see themselves as a kind of distance. Oh, you there, me here. They aren't just together. They aren't united. And that word unity means a lot. Especially, as he said here, for us to be able to guarantee ourselves that the next generation calm down, they are going to be righteous, they are going to be good, the society, the human species will still have the hope of continuing towing the line and the path as set by Almighty Allah. It starts from an individual couple marrying themselves who are coming together. So, this is like, let me say a reminder. You can see one thing is, His Holiness did not decide this at a car. It's at a jalsa, where all of us were present.
National conference,
And His Holiness just wanted to provide that guidance. That, look, my followers, we desire to have next generation. Perhaps they could be more pious and more righteous than us, but let's start from our home. That woman you marry, those children you have, how are you preparing them for tomorrow? From that microcosm, your household, that your unit and your family, that you now provide, or Allah has given you that child, who will, of course, leave your house at one time or the other to go and exhibit whatever you have taught him in the house. So, this, like, let me call it a clarion call to couples. First of all, see yourself as a unit. You are united in love. You have each other's love at heart. You are bound together by Allah's bond, not just earthly bond. And that has conferred on you that obligation of providing an extension of humanity that has also the wisdom of continuing and doing the path of Almighty Allah. So this is a good guidance that only a spiritually minded and an inspired leader, worldwide leader, can actually expose to his followers. And at Ijasa Salana, which is, of course, you can call it global.
Of course,
conference.
International conference.
Yes.
We are
all people come from all over the world.
Various countries of the world.
So
absolutely,
really,
Mr. Abbas,
really
Jazakallah khair for that insightful review. Looking at it, the families, husbands and wife, they form a shared, united.
Yes.
They are united in marital life. Marital destiny, shared love, and vision and future, and so it's absolutely a reference to the foundation of marriage. That they have very unique, reality.
Yeah,
that's united the two together as couples, and that on this basis they must lay the future of their marriage with righteousness. And more to that the society we are today, the challenges, the happenings, the things that are trending in the world today, in the society, bedeviled by a whole lot of evils, that they are the products of what is happening
in homes.
Pushing and outside. Therefore, to reform the society, we need to start from home. And get things right from home, so that the society can get it right. I think this is quite instructive. And taking it further, His Holiness also said that, therefore, while true believers try their best to fulfill their pledge made with their God, they also try their best to fulfill the pledge made with humankind. As he continues by saying that without discharging dues of humankind, the standards of discharging the dues of Allah cannot be attained. Cracks begin to appear in this regard too. And once a crack appears in a utensil, it gradually increases in size. Thus, fulfilling dues of humankind is also very important. And this And in this instance, the dues of husband and wife on each other are very significant. Their significance is for the betterment of society and the next generation. Therefore, it is huge. It is a huge responsibility of a true believer to fulfill them. Look at the arrangement of these key points in this just a paragraph. It's a superstore of guidance for us, beginning from the very first layer of a point there. His Holiness declared that true believers try best. Why true believers try their best to fulfill their pledge made with God, they also try their best to fulfill the pledge made with humankind. So this emphasizes the importance of fulfilling pledge, covenant. Marriage is a covenant between the two.
A contract, yeah.
Of course, it's a contract, a covenant, a pledge, a compact, a pact. You know, all these meanings, connotations, they are all combined in definition of marriage. That makes it a sacred thing in human life. Firstly, is the pledge we made with God.
Allah.
And to fulfill this, he said, they also try their best to fulfill the pledge made with humankind. That is, for example, between husband and wife. If we want to, first we must fulfill the pledge we made with God. Then between ourselves to establish this marital journey. And so, like the Holy Quran declares, that وَأَوْفُوا بِالْعَهْدِ, fulfill your pledge, your covenant. Innal ahada kana anhu mas'ula. Because pledges, covenants, pacts, they will be questioned. That is, we will be questioned as to how we deal with the pact, the covenant, the pledge that we made with God, of course, between husbands and wife, and also towards God. So these are quite important. And in fulfilling this pledge, it comes on daily basis, at night, in the day, when husbands and wives are sitting together, discussing the reality of their marriages, addressing issues affecting them and their children. How do we want to resolve issues? How do we do this and that? My responsibilities towards you. It's your right. Your right is my responsibility. How do we discharge all this? This is how to fulfill the pledge. And doing this with consciousness of, fulfilling the pledge of Almighty Allah. His Holiness therefore warned us that if we fail to discharge these dues of, we owe to humankind, that is our fellow human being, in this sense, our wives or our husband, he said that cracks begin to appear in this regard too. And once a crack appears in a utensil, it gradually increases in size. This is profound because, in African saying, we say that if there is no a crack in a wall, this that
cannot penetrate. Enter it.
And therefore, to ensure that the wall is intact, there is no cracks, is to fulfill
those obligations,
fulfilling the pledge. These are very, very important. He says that when we do this, then it will lead to the betterment of society and the next generation. Look at all the evils many youth are perpetrating in society today. And many people are identifying these challenges. Some say they are due to the kind of homes that produce them. And so when father has failed in his responsibility towards the wife, and likewise the wife towards the responsibility, all this, the presence of the children at home, they witness all this, they imbibe them, and that is what they also display outside there. And that's why we have a whole lot of things, evils, prevailing in our society today. And to resolve this is to set things right from home. The Holy Quran, for example, in Surah Tahrim, chapter 65 of the Holy Quran, Allah says that Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu qu anfusakum wa ahlikum naran. Save, you believe, save yourselves and your wives, your family from a
Okay.
fire of misunderstanding at home, fire of disagreement,
Yeah.
of commotion happening, burning. Many homes right now are burning, are under fire because of all of this. And so Quran says that save yourself from that fire. It is the fire from this world, and in the next, people experience it in reality. So these are very powerful guidance from His Holiness, Mr. Basahi.
Mukarram, Jazakumullah khair for that. The next paragraph is really, let me say, a guidance for some people who really need the guidance. For us, let me say, because some people have this opinion that once I discharge my responsibility to Almighty Allah, I'm done. But look at what His Holiness said here. The reason Allah the Exalted has drawn attention to the rights of husband and wife, and the Holy Prophet Muhammad ﷺ selected these verses for the time of nikah is so that husband and wife discharge each other's rights, while staying firm on righteousness. They display each other's rights while staying firm on righteousness. His Holiness now continues. Then alone will they be able to fulfill the trusts of Allah the Exalted and the pledges of faith in a proper manner, as well as the trust and pledges of society. Here is those rights, those obligations, duties that we owe one another. Once we are able to sincerely, with piety and righteousness, fulfill them, we are directly fulfilling the duties we also owe to Almighty Allah. And that is when he concluded, he said, thus, every believing man and believing woman, every Ahmadi man and woman should remember that their covenants will only be fulfilled when they will try and fulfill the basic right of every relationship. When they will have fulfilled the basic right of every relationship. So, like the title of this subtopic, marriage is a contract. And every contract is supposed to be fulfilled. The contract of the woman being a kind of trust that Almighty Allah is going to ask you about. His Holiness has told us those duties and obligations that a man should discharge upon his spouse, the wife, as well as expatiating on those duties and rights the wife owes the husband. And that if they are able to mutually discharge these rights and obligations, definitely they will have ended up discharging their obligations to Almighty Allah.
Absolutely.
So this is really powerful for those who can really, discern what the message in it. And,
absolutely, and it's of course a simple message that is discernible by every individual with sense, with rationality, and with logic.
Exactly.
Mashallah. Dear viewers, if you are just joining us, this is Domestic Issues and Their Solution, a book that we review on this show. It's a compilation of the guidance, the inspiring addresses and advice of His Holiness Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, the worldwide head of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, dealing with the issues and challenges couples, husbands and wives are facing in the world today, and providing solutions to them based on Islamic guidance and teachings. Absolutely, we still have more to learn and to benefit on the show today as we engage in this lively review. So, Mr. Basai, taking it further from this page 20, His Holiness also, said the following with reference to a hadith of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam when giving very important advice to members of the Jamaat regarding mutual relationships. He said, he quoted this hadith that Hazrat Amir relates that he had Numan bin Bashir, may Allah be pleased with him, say that the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be on him, said, you will find believers as one body as regards their shared lifestyle, love, and affection. When any one limb of the body is not well, the rest of the body suffers with sleeplessness and fever. He now said, may God make it so that you are able to see and feel any developing even in your surroundings as one body. This is instructive, telling us that we must see ourselves, husband and wife, as one body. And naturally, as a body, one body, when the head is aching, the entire body feels it. Every part of the body feels it. Meaning that when husband is experiencing some challenges or pains, difficulties, sickness, or whatever he may be experiencing, the wife should be feeling, sharing in that feeling, that pains.
Yes.
And likewise, husbands should not see the wife who is, being dejected or facing some challenges, whether sickness or whether, battling with certain issues in life. Should not see it that is your issue. Face it alone. It shouldn't be so. Yes. They have a shared destiny, shared marital life and destiny. And so it is the same that they have a shared problem, shared challenge, shared pains, and they must, resolve together, join hands together to resolve, to face those challenges and resolve them.
Yes.
They must work together. They are on the same journey of marital life, expressing a whole lot of things on the way. But one must not run away that it is your problem, face it. No, that is not the kind of marital relationship which the Holy Quran, Islam, and the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam wants here. The husband is facing, is having issues, maybe financial issues. The wife should not just see it like that. If, for example, Allah has blessed the wife in one way or the other, that financially she can, render support, she should do.
And we have example of that in our mother, Hazrat Khadija, radiallahu anha, with all her wealth. When Almighty Allah blessed, there was that marriage between her and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. She just devoted and sacrificed everything she had and just bequeathed it to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And that really made their life to be a kind of exemplary home.
Absolutely.
And we learn from them. No skirmish, no turbulence. Everything was, smooth.
No commotion.
There was peace everywhere. And all the Sahaba were able to actually learn from it.
See, on this same example, yes, we also have the instance in history when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam received the first revelation from God through Jibril.
Thank you.
And he was, panicked. He ran to her. And she said, Wallahi la yuzik Allahu abadan. Wallahi, by Allah, Allah will never disgrace you.
Yes,
because you have been good to your neighbors, people around. You help the cause of the destitute,
yes,
and you speak the truth. You entertain guests. She started mentioning the good qualities,
and that kind of pacify, yes, and made him to calm down. That no, these are true statements. So evil shall not befall me. And that leads us to the next paragraph, where His Holiness also now quoted an hadith, where he said, the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to all believers that after they were linked together, they should feel each other's pain. The bond between husband and wife is even greater than such a link and is a stronger bond. It is a pact in which you hold God as your witness and affirm that you will try and fulfill each other's rights while staying firm on righteousness. He continues by saying, you pledge with this affirmation and say that while staying firm on righteousness, you will always be mindful as to which virtues you will send forward for the life to come. You see, it's like when it is said, a problem shared is solved. It's solved.
Absolutely.
Because just like the example you gave, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was agitated, the kind of experience he has never had before, somebody talking to him in the cave.
Yeah.
So, but when he got home, just like you rightly said, somebody was there to comfort him, to share the feelings with him, the pain with him. And with her God-given maturity, she was able to calm down Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Absolutely.
The same thing should be what should be happening between husband and wife. Whatever pain the wife is feeling, from whichever, from anywhere, either from her parents, from her work, from anywhere, the husband should be there to give her comfort. Vice versa. The wife should be there to give comfort as well to the husband. She shouldn't feel disenchanted, unconcerned,
Absolutely.
I'm not with
Not
you.
that, for
So-
example, when the husband, for example, is on a terminal illness, and the
Illness.
wife, oh, that is your
So you are
cause.
going to
have
die.
you have
I
to bear
beg.
it. It must not be so.
It shouldn't be so. So this is really what we need these days. This is what youth of today, husbands of today and wives of today, this is what we need to latch on, to leverage on, to sustain and make our home a haven of peace and a haven of producing good generation for the future.
MashaAllah, Jazakallah khairan, Mr. Abbas Sahib. And finally, His Holiness raised powerful questions.
Yes.
In this passage. He said, what are the virtues which will be of use to us in our next life? And what will avail us in elevating our rank after death? And what will also avail us in keeping our children virtuous? These pledges are made in light of the divine warning that Allah the Exalted is all-knowing. We can hide from the world what we will do or are doing in our lives to our partners, but we cannot hide it from Allah the Exalted. He is aware of everything. He knows what is in the earth. This is thought-provoking. It hits the heart of everyone. It's a powerful declaration.
Yes.
Asking thought-provoking questions, speaking to the conscience of
Yes,
every husband
everyone.
and wife that ponder over it. How is your relationship with your wife
Yeah.
or your husband? Are you fulfilling the pledge, the
pledges,
contract,
the
and what
contract.
are you pushing forward
What?
for your tomorrow?
Yes.
These
yes.
are key, important
Questions,
questions we have
yes.
to ask. Absolutely, I'm being reminded that we are short of time now,
Time.
and we have to. But of course, I must appreciate you for being on the show today to once again share your
Alhamdulillah,
insightful review on
Alhamdulillah,
this show.
Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Rabbil
Jazakallah
Alameen.
khairan.
Barakallah fi.
MashaAllah, dear viewers, it has been a great time on our show today, reviewing domestic issues and their solutions. So many inspiring guidance we have derived from this book today, and explore a whole lot of blessed advice from His Holiness. Of course, if you have questions or comments, you can always reach us via africa@mta.tv. Until next time, when domestic issues and their solutions will be coming your way. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
أنت الذي حزت الرضا أنت المزكي للورى قدنا إلى نبع الصفا من بيتك المعمور